Nick? What other shows you been watching?
I've been keeping up with The Boys. Haven't seen the latest one of that either. That one, I'm kind of falling a little bit out of love with The Boys. Not necessarily. I still think it's good. I don't think it's not as good as season one. Season one, I think, is probably still its peak, which is not a great tell for a show if it's 5 seasons deep and their best season's the first season. You know what I mean? Like, at least for me, like, I like season one the most. Now, though, I don't know. I feel like they're getting a little weaker, personally. Like, just certain things. I don't know. To be fair, like, I still need to, like, finish watching the rest of the season, you know? Because I think I've only saw the first 3 episodes. But, like, this season's better than last season, in my opinion, so far. You know, like, to me, I think they peaked with, like, Soldier Boy, though. That's, like, their peak character, in my opinion.
No, Soldier Boy is
the best character.
Nah, except for Deep. I love Deep.
Deep is good, too.
Deep
He's
is
funny,
so funny.
Yeah. But other than that, like, it's good. Also, like, now when I, like, look, I learned that Frenchie's actor's IDF soldier. Like, I told you about that, you know? Like, and usually, like, I try not to, like, care too much about an actor if, like, they do a good job. And, like, not to say he's a bad, because he still does a good job as Frenchie.
I think he's a pretty good, I think he's a pretty good actor.
But it's just, like, now, like, especially after seeing, like, memes of, like, Monsieur Butcher, like, it was promised to Homelander 3,000 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of can't see him the same anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
where's the Israel equivalent in The Boys?
And that's actually literally what I was about to say. Like, and then I started to notice, like, watching back, like, The Boys criticizes and satirizes everything. I've never seen them satirize Israel. Yeah. Not once. Not even in passing. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, still just kind of propaganda. You know what I mean? Well, like, maybe not to, like, the same extreme as, like, actual propaganda.
I think it's pretty good for what it is. For sure. I mean, even if it doesn't criticize Israel, I mean, that's fine, because I think it's more centered on America. But yeah, I would probably say it is scared too, because that's a big lobby you're going up against. Yeah. And again, if eventually we end up talking about politics on this show.
Like I said, media is always political.
I mean, it comes with that too, because, like, again, with the whole actor being Frenchie's actor being an IDF soldier, wasn't there, like, a story that he, like, kidnapped somebody?
Yeah, and
or kidnapped, or he like arrested somebody.
He was trying to. Yeah, he was in, like, in their home, and, like, I think he was saying it on an interview, and he was saying how, like, yeah, people would get upset at me when I'm trying to, like, take these people, and it's like, yeah, dude, obviously you're kidnapping people, bro.
Well,
like
he was in, like, the West Bank, I
think so. Like, I don't want to say for sure, because I don't know for sure, but, like, I think so, because, like, the interview that he was giving, he was talking about, like, going into people's homes and removing people. So that makes me think, yeah, probably West Bank or Gaza itself. I don't know, man. But, like, not to say, like, that deters from the season, because it doesn't, because it's separate.
It doesn't add anything.
You know what I mean? It's separate. But it's just, like, it does add a layer where it's just, like, I can't fully see it the same anymore, at least for him. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's just the memes that stick in my head, like how you were saying about memes being, like, subconscious, and they, like, just sit in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And, again, with The Boys, it is a very political show, and everything is, like, kind of subtextual. There's always, like, for example, the whole Starlighters versus Homelanders, like, Trump versus, like,
honestly, I think they're Kamala. A little overt. Like, they're not as, like, subtle as people like to.
No, absolutely.
They are, like, I feel like they're so in your face, dude. Like, you know, like.
No, you're right. It is very in your face, but it's, like, again, like, the symbolism.
Yeah.
So it gets a lot of flack, but I ultimately give a good big two big thumbs up for The Boys.
Yeah, I like The Boys. I'd give it, like, 3 booms.
3 big booms.
3 big booms.
Boom, boom, boom,
like,
boom.
3 out of 5. Because, like, I do think it's not perfect. You know what I mean?
3 big booms is the top.
All right, so maybe, like, a boom and a half.
If 3
is the max.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Boom. Because, like, it's not perfect. It could sharpen up in some areas, but overall, I still think it's, like, super entertaining to watch. I don't think it has that, like, shock factor like it had that first season, and, like, maybe that's because we gotta, like, expect it now from The Boys, you know. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like, it's not hitting me the same. Like, Invincible still hits me the same. Season 1 to season, I think we're on 4 now, right? Like my interest hasn't waned at all. But with, like, The Boys, though, I don't know what it is. Like, I can't put my finger.
I honestly, I don't think the first season was the best season. Like, I think The Boys pretty good consistently. Like, even through, like, when was Soldier Boy? That was season, like, 3.
I think that was 3.
What happened season 4? Like, Newman died and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think that's when Newman died. I think that's when Huey went undercover at the sex party, and he was, like, the Spider-Man parody.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I think that was season 3.
No, that was all peak, bro. And that was all good.
I think Was the last season the one where they had like the temporary V, or was that the Soldier Boy
Temp
season?
V. No, that was Temp V.
That was Soldier Boy season, right?
Yeah, that was a great season too.
That was
Butcher's collapse.
That was season 3, I think, right? With Soldier Boy.
Yeah, no, Soldier Boy. I'm talking about like, but even last season with like Butcher when he was like using the Temp V, literally dying of whatever he was dying of, like cancer or something like that. I'm pretty sure the Temp V was like, well, I don't know if this is true, but he was like basically getting the cancer in his body to become viral. That's why he has that ability of like.
Yeah, he's like basically Venom now.
Yeah, but I think that was all good, especially too like the reveal that the guy that he was with the whole time was actually fake because he spoke
also, that's Conquest.
Oh no, yeah,
it's Jeffrey D. Morgan, yeah, love that.
No, but like I think The Boys has been pretty consistent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's bad. I still fully enjoy the show. And the fight scenes
are still pretty good. Yeah. The humor is still pretty good, and I think that like I like the politics of the show. I like the inner like mechanisms. Like for example, like when you watch something like Game of Thrones, I more enjoy like Littlefinger being a little demon and manipulating
My favorite
people.
part of Game of Thrones was when like Littlefinger and Varys would have diva offs.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like to me, that was always the most.
Varys had his little birds, and he would be like, "Oh, well, I heard this about you."
I totally feel that.
Yeah. So like, in it really didn't draw me, even though the dragons were cool and the fights were cool, and obviously those need to be spectacular and great to have a really good show. And we saw that with season 8, which was like. We're going to give it a big yikes.
Oh, my God. I could talk for like 3 hours about the disappointment of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, which I don't even know how they messed it up that bad. Honestly, I think it is partly the fault of the author who didn't finish writing.
Agreed.
But ultimately, like,
but it's also D&D's fault. You know what I mean? That's the showrunners. Because they were kind of over it at the point. I don't know if you know the story, but they were kind of like, at that point, they were hired to take over Star Wars after, what's his name, who did The Force Awakens? J.J. Abrams. They were slated to take over. And they just wanted to finish Game of Thrones, because even George R.R. Martin said like Game of Thrones could have went to like season 12 with the amount of like stuff that was left. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they just wanted to like
finish it
because like there's no reason D&D why Game of Thrones season 8 had to be like 7 episodes, bro. Like crazy, dude. Like and just missteps all around. Like
I think totally the problem was that they didn't sow the seed of Daenerys being insane.
No, they didn't.
I think like prophecy wise, it makes complete sense of the story. Right. Why it makes complete sense, but you need to build that. You need to show it because it went from like, oh, I'm so nice here. You're a slave. Here's millions of dollars, and you can become my head general, and I'm such a good person. And then to like, wait. Burn this person alive, kill this whole family. You know, we're gonna pull up in the kingdom and just burn everybody to death.
Yeah,
like it didn't. It was just too.
Or like if they wanted to do that, like where her burning down like King's Landing and stuff, like they could have justified it better by not having King's Landing surrender. You know what I mean? Like if they just refused to surrender, she had no choice but to burn down the city.
They should have showed a little bit more like emotion when
because it's like the surrender bells go off. And she's just like, nah, fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do it anyway. And, like, it just seems
it's like America at the end of World War II.
Right.
Just like,
yeah, dude. It's just like, it seems so jarring. You know what I mean? For, like, that, for her character. Because, like, I totally could have seen the Mad Queen coming. That would have been cool. You know what I mean? Like, but like you said, they should have, like, threaded the needle a little bit more.
Yeah, because if they were like, oh, like, let's say, like, her head person dies and is killed. And, like, or let's say even, like, there's, soldiers from King's Landing like massacre a bunch of innocent people, and then she's like, these people are evil, they need to be destroyed, and then she does the same thing. You know, like that makes sense because that's like
and it's like thematically karmic. You know what I mean? Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, it's hard to finish up a good series. I mean, not everyone's Breaking Bad, you know?
Right, especially for like Game of Thrones, because like Game of Thrones, I will die on the hill that like. If Game of Thrones stuck the landing, they would have been the greatest show of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Without doubt. Because, like, people... Cause now I'm in a weird place because I love Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Like, both, like, just the lore and the show itself. But it's hard to, like, get people to watch it who've never watched it before because they know the ending sucks because it was everywhere. You know what I mean? It's hard to justify, like, yeah, but, like, before that, it's really good. And, like, to be fair, it is. Because I feel like when Game of Thrones peaks... easily greatest television show of all time. Like seasons like 3 to 4, bro. Nothing's touching Game of Thrones in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Because it was really like there was a couple characters that were so good that it kept it going.
Yeah,
like Tyrion,
and everything was intriguing. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. Like it really had. It just sucks that they fumbled the ending. And like it's, I'll cut them some slack because it's hard to stick a landing for a generational show like that. But then it's like, bro, Breaking Bad.
But to be fair, HBO messed up Westworld too.
Right.
Because Westworld was one of the coolest concepts of a show I've ever heard of.
Probably has one of the best season 1s of all time. You know what I mean? Like easily, maybe like True Detective.
Because it gives you a moral dilemma of like, oh, these are robots, but then they like are showing like Exactly, and you kind of suppress their memories, and they're living as like these like cognitive slaves, but they have no rights, and it's like justifiable based off of our understanding of morality. But it's like so good, and then like the whole concept of like
was cool too. You know what I mean?
Of the guy going in like scalping people, trying to find the secret, and it's like so
dope,
amazing,
so dope.
And I just remember watching season 2, and it was just like whack. Like I can't even remember season 2. I couldn't even give you like any plot points from what happened.
I think
because it's just completely unmemorable.
I tried, but I didn't get through it too deep.
And they took it down from HBO. I don't know where it is now.
It's essentially lost media at this point. Like
damn.
Yeah, and like we could talk about that a little bit too, because that's most media nowadays. You know what I mean? Like
you say lost media. You know what kind of reminds me of? Found footage.
Found footage is cool.
Have you watched? Are you excited for the Backrooms movie?
Dude, I am gassed for the Backroom. Now I'm a little late to like the Backrooms lore. Like I only started like I knew of the picture, but I only started like going into like the lore, I guess. Like I don't know, maybe like last year before that, because I saw the Kane Parsons videos. You know what I mean, of his YouTube videos, which he's now the director for A24 at like.
So round of applause for that
at
guy.
20 years old, bro. Like that's cool. That's cool as hell. You know what I mean? But
absolutely, I totally believe in him. I totally believe in his vision, because he did a great video series. I just hope that. Well, he has great actors too. So honestly, I'm not even gonna put any.
And it's
doubt.
A24. You know what I mean?
A24 is another great. Like all their horror movies are great. And the thing about the Backrooms, it's like the horror is a little different, because it's not like. Yes, it is. There is an aspect of big scary monster going after you,
yeah,
which
but that's
is
not the point of Backrooms.
But exactly, that's not the point. It's like the loneliness and this kind of like there's literally no escape. It's terrifying, and it's a slow draw, because the Backrooms is like you get stuck in this place, you're moving infinitely, going room from room. There's nothing around you. And then like 2 days in, you hear a big noise, and it's like that is scary, because I don't know if you ever played like scary video games, or like you watch like some of these like.
So I love horror movies. I hate horror video games.
Why?
I don't like I like to play video games to not be a nervous wreck and like shitting my pants the whole time.
What about like Five Nights at Freddy's and stuff?
Yeah, like I like those.
Like
those are tame though. You know what I mean? But like I tried playing. What was that Kojima one? I forgot what the name of it was, but like you repeatedly go down the hallway. It was like the tech demo one that he did with Guillermo del Toro, and it's like, bro, I couldn't do that. I was like, no, thank you, dude. Like,
but whenever I play horror games, normally I am like that too, because sometimes like the horror is too fast and then like you kind of get desensitized to it after a certain point.
I think it's too visceral, because like watching a movie, I could be disconnected because I'm watching somebody. But when I'm playing a game, I'm controlling that person.
But doesn't that add more fear, though?
Yeah, it does its job. Yeah, but I think that's part of the point, though. Yeah, fair. It just doesn't vibe with me. You know what I mean? I'd rather watch a scary movie than do that. You know, like.
But when I play those games, like the Backrooms specifically is scary, because I played a couple of these Backrooms games where they have like great graphics and you're like walking through infinitely, and like the fear aspect is like you forget that you're playing a horror game.
That's how they like lure you in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it's like 30 minutes down, now you're starting to get scared because things are going on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you're like stuck in it. So I really hope the movie's able to capture that.
I mean, from the trailers, like it looks like they're letting Kane Parsons take full control of his production, which says a lot for a 20-year-old. You know what I mean? Like
he seems pretty competent when I see him on interviews. He speaks very clearly.
Smart. Yeah, for sure.
So I really hope he does great, and I hope that it's so good that he can continue and continue his career.
Who knows? He might be like the next James Wan.
Yeah, even beyond Backrooms, like I think that he can do. I think he can
other
do
stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Just don't get caught up on the Snapchat.
Yo, facts.
Because you will really disappoint me. Don't not get caught up on the Snapchat.
Facts. But yeah, man, Backrooms does look cool though. Like I like the vibe of it. I like the desolation of it. You know, I like more like cerebral horror movies. And
for me, there's something special about the Backrooms, because like for me, I'm like I dream a lot. You know.